Hello student, in previous lecture we saw uh, the richness of the ocean uh, in minerals and bioresources. In minerals we found the tin, chromium, phosphate, copper, zinc, iron, lead, manganese, sulfur, uranium uh, under the sea. With that, we also found uh, gems, conches, shells, and pearls, other precious items under the seabed. Sometimes it is more costlier than gold. The ocean also a rich resource of minerals and bioresource. This picture. The next picture is of Bombay High, which is established in 1974, from which we extract a mineral oil and natural gas from the seabed. And it is carried out through pipeline uh, to refine at Uran in Raigad district. Mineral resources from the oceans are in diversify with the bioresources in the ocean also numbers in a diversify. The thorium, magnesium, potassium, sodium, sulfate, these are the mineral resources which have different uses in the human life, as fishes, dried shrimp, Bombay duck powder, shell, fungi, shark and codfish, sea cucumbers also has a different uses for the human beings, such as the thorium used in the atomic production. Magnesium is used as a flash bulb in camera. Potassium used as a fertilizer, or it is ingredient in the production of soap and glass. Sodium uses in our production of the clothes and papers, while sulfate is used in the making of artificial silk. In the bioresources, the ocean fishes, rich in the fishes, different types of varieties are found under the sea, such as pomfret, shearfish, shrimp, prawns. They are rich in proteins and vitamins, so it is used in the seafood. Dried shrimp, Bombay duck powder is used as a poultry feed, and used in the field as a good manure. Shell is used in the medicine, ornament, and decorative article. Fungi is used in the production of the antibiotic. Shark and codfish used as a edible oil, which contains the vitamin A, D, and E. Sea cucumber also used as a medicine in the treatment of cancer and tumor. So, with the minerals and bioresources, ocean also provide occupations for a human being. Such occupations are fishing, salt farming, transport business, that is transport by sea or shipment, sea tourism, also one source of the financial income, and we get many articles from the sea which we used in the decoration. Natural resources are important for making our need. Reserves for some resources are limited, there is a danger that the excessive use will lead to their early depletion. We must keep control on the use of natural resources to maintain the balance in the nature. So, students, here we completed these lessons, and then you have to complete the exercise. Complete the exercise of this lesson as a homework. Okay. The next lesson is effects of light. Light we used day to day life. So the sun is the main source of light, while man-made materials also provide us different lights. Such lights have their own characteristics. The light is scattered in the atmosphere or in the water. Here we have an example or experiment that the light is scattered under the water. We gets the apparatus of glass, beaker, diode laser, or a laser pointer, water, milk or milk powder, spoon or dropper, etc. The procedure of scattering, that we have to take a clear water in a glass, pass the beam through the laser rays, check, while checking it goes straight into the water. Now we use the dropper to add a few drop of milk in the water and stir. The water will become a slightly turbid or passes a laser beam into again. The light beams will show the existence of light rays. A light beam is not seen in the plain water, but it is clearly or slightly turbid water, and light rays hit the tiny particles of milk and get scattered. If these scattered rays enter our eyes, we perceive the light, or we experience that there is a light. When the sun rises, our surroundings appears illuminated, and the entire sky appears bright. This happens because of the dust and other tiny particles in the air. This is a scattering of sunlight by the tiny particles of various constituents of air. And of course, the sun would be directly seen because of these tiny particles. We also, these have been verified by the observations from the rockets and satellites which go out the Earth's atmosphere. So here we have another experiment which help us to show the scattering of light due to the particles included in a clean water. The sunlight is scattered by the molecules of gases like nitrogen, oxygen, and in the atmosphere. The blue color of a sunlight scattered is scattered the most, and therefore the sky appears blue. The sunlight reaches us through the layer of atmosphere. At the sunset, The light reaching us traveled a greater distance through the atmosphere. Due to a greater distance, there is a more scatter of a blue color. As a result, red yellow light reaches us directly and the sun appears red. The red lights are scattered less than the blue light. Uh, and the second sorry, it is interrupted. So the shadow obtained from the point source and extended source. Here, the one characteristics of light that it form shadow when the opaque object interrupt the sunlight. Here is an experiment that uh, the formation of the shadow from the point. So it here we have to take some apparatus such as candle torch, cardboard, screen, small balls, and big balls. Take either a candle or a torch as a light source in the front of it, set on the cardboard with a tiny hole as shown in the figure. Now the light is seen to be emerged from the hole of the cardboard. Such a light source is called as a point source. Place a screen vertically at some distance beyond the cardboard. Hang the ball between the screen and cardboard. Observe the shadow. Observe the shadow AB of the ball. The rays OP and OQ started from the point source just passes by the ball and falls on the point A and B of the screen. However, since no rays reach the screen between the points of the A and B, that parts remain unlit. This dark shadow or umbra is formed on the cardboard. What happens when the cardboards with the pinhole is removed and now the source is called as an extended source. What is the nature of the shadow formed by the extended source? Due to extended source, we see two parts of the shadow which is formed on the cardboard, that is the BC and AD. AD is called as umbra, while the scattering light, that is the DC, and AB is called as a penumbra. Here we have another example that the shadow of a small object form an extended source. So let us take the two cardboards with a torch as a light resource. Now we will replace the big ball with the smaller one. Observe the shadow on the screen. We will see the umbra and penumbra on the ball on it. Without moving the light source, the ball, and move the screen further away from the ball and observe the shadow. As a screen moves further, umbra becomes smaller and at a certain point it disappear. So these are the characters of the sunlight and the objects, opaque objects, which interrupt the light. The another formation in the universe of light is the eclipses. So the what is an eclipse? The moon revolves around the earth, and the earth along with the moon revolves around the sun. So their orbits of the revolutions are all different. When the sun, moon, and the earth come in a straight line, an eclipse is said to have taken place. So eclipse is a formation with the straight position of sun, moon, and earth. Here we have two types of eclipses: solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. During the revolution, when the moon comes between sun and earth, the shadow of the moon is cast on the earth. The sun cannot be seen on the part of the shadow. In the shadow, this is called as a solar eclipse. The solar eclipse is seen only on a new moon day. The solar eclipse may be either partial or a total. Sometimes the solar disk is completely covered by the moon. This is a total solar eclipse when the solar disk is not covered fully. We can refer as a partial solar eclipse. During the solar eclipse, ultraviolet rays, which are harmful to our health, reaches on the earth. The solar eclipse should never be watched with a naked eye. A special type of goggles should be used for this purpose. So here is a diagram of the solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse. So in the solar eclipse, we will see that the moon is between earth and sun. So here the inner source is formed, that is called as a umbra, and the outer source of the shadow is formed, that is called penumbra. The another eclipse is a lunar eclipse. When the earth comes between the sun and moon, the shadow of the earth is cast on the moon. The moon is covered fully or partly by the shadow of earth. This is called lunar eclipse. The lunar eclipse is seen only on a full moon night. If the whole moon comes in the shadow of the earth, it is a total lunar eclipse. When the shadow is earth is cast only part of the moon, it is called partial lunar eclipse. You can watch a lunar eclipse with a naked eye. A lunar eclipse can be seen over a period of a few hours. So here is a diagram of a lunar eclipse. The earth is in between moon and the sun, and the moon is totally come in the shadow, and it is formed as in the shadow of the umbra, and the penumbra is the scattering shadow of the earth, which is the outer side of the umbra. So here the another point, that is the eclipse are often occurs in the solar system as seen from the earth. When the planets or stars passes behind the moon, that states as occultations. It is a common phenomenon that occurs with the sun, the moon, and other star. For the example, in 2016, a star called Rohini was hidden behind the moon. After some time, it comes to appear on the other side of the moon. So these are the universal event which occurs regularly in the sky. Zero shadow day. Zero shadow day Zero shadow day, the day on which the sun reaches exactly overhead, is called as a zero shadow day, because our shadow disappear under our body. On that day, the moon shadow completely disappear. This event can only be seen in the region between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. This event occurs in summer on a different days on a different places in the region. An eclipse. Here we completed this lesson, and that is light. Student, you just read these lessons carefully and form questions of answer in one sentence and answer in one words of this lesson. Minimum 15 questions are to be formed or extract from these lessons, so that will be your homework of these lessons. Here we complete this lesson, and send me the questions, minimum questions, after forming minimum questions 15 of these lessons. Okay, thank you.